Alright guys, welcome to week 0 character creation of Mummy's Mask. Thank you all for joining us. There are people who were in the chat before I even sent out the tweets and emails and stuff, so thanks for that, guys. Seems like you're excited to see some old school adventuring. Just quick background here. We've got a mix of old and new players, and pretty much everybody's a Pathfinder pro. We'll be doing some new things this show, and we'll be doing some regular stuff this show. Mummy's Mask is an interesting adventure path. There's not another one like it. When Mummy's Mask starts, there's no end of the world plot. There's no rampant destruction, no rune lords are rising, no crimson thrones are cursed. It's just a normal, average, everyday adventure for the first book. You do what adventurers would do. You go into tombs, you catalog things, you come out, you get paid. It's kind of like watching the first episode of Firefly, and then things get weird from there, kind of like Firefly. Yeah. So that's where we're at. I am, of course, GM Arthur Perkins. I'll be running this campaign, and I am a professional content creator, I've been told, and live streamer here on Twitch and on YouTube. Let's find out more about the various people in the party. And now I'm realizing that the faces are all completely off. Remember when I said, when the thing crashed, and I said, shit, everything's still in the right place. Guess what? It's not, so we're going to have to rework it. Jim, why don't you tell us who you are and what you do while I do the face things?
Hi, everybody. My name's Jim. I'm a Pathfinder Society Venture Lieutenant for Columbus, Ohio, so I'm well-versed with Pathfinder, and I am very much looking forward to getting the chance to actually play a game as opposed to pretty much perpetually running most of the time.
You're also one of the Hub alumni.
I am also an alumni of Hub and a regular viewer of the stream. I've been in chat regularly, so.
That's true. Alright, I'm totally messing up these faces too. Sorry, viewers. You'll be correct in a short time. Alright. Michael, who are you and what do you do?
I am also one of the Hub alumni. I generally just enjoy Pathfinder. My day job, when I have one, I am a programmer. So all-around nerd.
That sounds about right. So par for the course here. Alright, let's get Jim's face there correctly. Damn. There we go. Okay, James, another Hub alumni.
Oh, well.
Who are you and what do you do, James?
Don't know about alumni, but I was there. My name is James. That's about all there is to say. No, that's not true. I am going to be playing the rogue, Venny. So that should be interesting. And by day and late into the night, I work for a major Canadian telecommunications company from my basement. It's great.
I know about broadcasting from a basement.
Oh, I don't broadcast.
Well, on one hand, technically you are. Right now.
I'm part of a broadcast.
Part of the broadcast, sure. Alright, so for those wondering, what is this douchebag doing that he completely messed up these faces? I actually set everything up correctly before the show, and then OBS crashed, and I looked at it and I said, oh, it looks fine. Guess it must have saved. Foolish move. Jeff, you've never been on any of my shows before, but I know you've definitely been in a ton of my PFS games. Who are you, and what do you do?
I have. Right now I'm unemployed, but I'm a college student working on a dual major for marine biology and mechanical engineering. Played a ton of Pathfinder here locally, a lot online, and am playing the Paladin this game, so lots of FaceTime.
I also am an engineer in my not streaming times, so I know about that. Engineers represent.
Oh, you science people.
Yeah, us science people. What are you going to say about that, English literature dude?
Literature dude? I'm a historian.
What are you going to say about that, social sciences dude?
I'm going to say I'm a historian of science, so bravo to you guys. But
Oh,
I neglected
science
to.
historian.
I guess since we're sharing our day jobs, yeah, I am working on my PhD in history and teach history of science and European history.
Well, according to my character sheet, I'm a butcher, but
A butcher of players.
oh, that's true. I am.
Been accused of that once or twice here locally, so.
Is it really butchery if they kind of jump in front of the knife?
Oh, well, that sounds like a question I leave for the philosophers.
Well, when your players sign up for Waking Rune and then
Nope.
cry afterwards, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's butchery.
That's
Oh.
Whether or not they were willing.
Waking Rune. Oh boy. I've seen some bitter, bitter stories about that one, man.
You gotta know that when you sign up for Waking Rune that you're gonna walk away from the
The
table.
VOs know what I'm talking about, man. That huge Waking Rune explosion that was like 60 pages long. Yeah. Good times. Alright, so let's introduce some characters, and then we're going to introduce them some more. So, who would like to go first and tell us who your character is and what they do? I'm going to use the stat sheets too, because we're going to be fancy today. Although technically it hasn't been updated, and I need to make it a bit bigger. But Deep Root is not a cleric; he's still a druid.
That's correct.
Who would like to introduce their character?
I think Deep Root should go first since he's been name dropped.
Now, is it Deep Root or is it Deproot? I'm actually, I want to know.
It's more Deep Root.
It's Deep Root. Okay.
Only because I didn't want Deproot to be mistaken as some kind of French thing.
Oh, I see. Oh, I am Deproot. I will be your druid for today. I like cheese and sticky feet.
Yeah.
All right, tell us about Deproot. Who is
He is a unique fae. Looks very much like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy. Basically a walking tree, loves nature, kind of gets into it, likes to talk to plants and animals, even if they don't talk back. All that good stuff.
I'm looking over the stats page, and guess what?
What?
I never reset.
Uh-oh.
Never reset the cameras. All right, so I just have to keep redoing it over and over again. All right, keep going with Deep Root. I'm just laughing at myself horribly.
He's actually not from Galarian. Interestingly enough, I don't know if we'll be exploring that tonight or not.
Oh no! Tell us where Deproot is from. Everyone wants to know.
He is from the First World, and is actually one of the creations of. Shoot, I forget their name.
Remember your mom's name?
Well, I remember her name, the Green Mother.
Yeah.
But their designation as a group, Eldest, yes. Yep. So the reason why he exists and whatnot is a mystery even to him. Although there were some sordid and very weird early days in his life.
Okay. All right. Well, that was a strange note to end that on.
Yes.
All right. We'll move on then with the word sordid hanging in the air. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Who are you? What do you do?
I am playing Ishi, and she is a native of Osirian. She is a follower of the ancient Osirian ways, and she is a witch. If we're going to... We can talk about mechanics later, but she's a witch who seeks to... She believes herself to be a long-time descendant of the ancient Assyrian pharaohs and nobility, and seeks to learn about her lost heritage through sometimes questionable means. She likes to talk to spirits of the dead
It's not weird at all.
and use them as fonts of wisdom. Not in an evil sort of way, as a source of knowledge and communing with the past.
I love how he's like, I didn't remember that during character creation. What he's trying to say mechanically is he's a Gravewalker witch with the Ancestor patron. Who would like to go next?
This. There's no way she picks me.
I will. I am playing Charles. He is your run-of-the-mill paladin for the most part. I will be taking up most of the face time and hopefully steering us out of most of our fights rather than walking headfirst into that fray.
I am 100%
Got anything else you'd like to add about him?
that plan.
What, do you mean aside from my family's wonderful history with the
Oh, we're definitely going into that, but
Order?
later. I have a question, and I actually probably should resolve this in email ahead of time. #professionalism. How do you deal with the fact that whenever Ishi carries her puppet, she emits an aura of evil of 20 feet, and anyone inside that aura detects as evil, including yourself?
Well, normally I just smack her in the back of the head.
Ishi is true neutral. So
Yeah, whenever she's not holding her little, spirits of the damned sealed inside a small doll.
Yes.
Whenever she's not committing an evil act.
Yeah. So normally we're all right. But when she decides to pull that out, I have to just give her one good swift smack upside the back of the head and tell her to walk 20 feet away from me.
she'll do
I
that.
see. You can literally taste the evil around you.
I can.
All right. James.
Then I have to
I'm sorry, Jeff,
cleanse
did you have
myself.
anything else?
No.
All right, James. Who are you and what do you do?
I am going to be playing Venny. He is almost 100% carbon copy of Benny Gabor from The Mummy. So that should be interesting, although I don't know how well I'll do at the accent. He is very highly strung, so his eyes will be darting around everywhere when he walks into a room. He has really good reflexes, but he also tries to get on everyone's good side, despite the fact that he's really not good at it. So he'll probably be getting us into a lot of those fights that the Paladin will be trying to get us out of. Yeah, he's a troubleshooter.
Yeah.
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 He's not a rogue or a thief. He's a troubleshooter. That's what he'll tell you.
I like that plan.
That was my favorite part about playing a rogue in, or a thief in Dungeon World, is that when anyone asked, you could tell them whatever your alignment was, including the Game Master. So you could mark evil down there in the sheet and just be like, I'm neutral.
Well,
All
he will
right.
definitely be less on the self-interested side than he actually is, I guess. We'll see.
So, the party is being inducted into this group called the Esoteric Order of the Palatine Eye. And I'm not going to go into huge background for them because there's some spoilers for Carrion Crown Adventure Path. If you'd like to know more, you can definitely check that out. But they are a secret Ustalavian society of Pharasmins and lawful folks who banded together during the reign of the Whispering Tyrant to bring him down. And since then, they control Ustalav from the shadows. If you're an aristocrat in Ustalav, you're probably a member of the Esoteric Order. And they send agents all over the world to gather information on how to defeat undead, because while the Whispering Tyrant is imprisoned, he's not defeated. And with the rodent dead, one day, he might get out. And on top of that, weird shit already happens all the time. And they have to oppose a second secret order that also bases itself in Ustalav called the Whispering Way. They're a group of necromancers who devote themselves to becoming liches and bringing back the Whispering Tyrant. So, you know, they travel the world trying to get ahead of the Whispering Way and uncover this information. And unlike the Pathfinder Society, who are like, oh, a tome of infinite evil? Better throw it in the vault. They're like, a tome of infinite evil? Better stab it to death with a shining sword made of fire. So they're pretty much about cleaning up the mess left behind by bad, evil necromancer people, which makes them great for the Mummy's Mask campaign. So we begin in this dark Gothic cathedral on a rainy night, and it's like cats and dogs outside. The rain thunders onto the stone roof of this place. The stained glass windows with pictures of saints of various Pharasman faith just being pelted by rain. And occasionally there's these bolts of lightning that come down. And there are 4 hooded initiates standing on the floor of this place, dripping wet from their cloaks. And a group of yes, there is an organ playing. It's playing something really bombastic in Latin, so it's like and it looks like there's a ship captain playing it as well, just because apparently you know, it's Nemo just sitting there playing it. Everyone else in this room are all high-ranking members of the Order. The Esoteric Order of the Palatini. They all wear the beetle of the Order. They all are wearing Egyptian funerary masks as well. Because I think one thing I forgot to mention about the Esoteric Order of the Palatini is they love Osirians so much, they basically idolize the country that's literally thousands of miles away from them. So, as we zoom the camera around, we get a look at one of these faces, and it is the face of Charles the Knight. And then the screen kind of goes gray, and we have this, you know, grayed out flashback. Charles, what was your father's name?
You know, I didn't think that hard.
I'm asking you now. You didn't have to have it, but...
His name was Albert.
Okay. Your father, Albert, has, like, pulled you aside after church and pulled you to, like, a small room, and he sits you down next to him and is praying to Pharasma and is like, Charles, one day you're going to have to become a man. And when you do, you will be a member of the Order, as I was, as my father was, and his father's father, our entire male line back to the days of the Whispering Tyrant. You may wonder why it is the other children in the school you attend all have better things than you, why they have better toys. You may not understand now, but we give all we have to the fight against the undead, to protect all those around us. You understand, son? Remember,
Not really.
Alright, he says, don't worry, son. One day you will. I'm handing you over to training of the finest knight. One day you will become an acolyte. And this man comes in. He's like, he looks like Jeremy Irons. And
cheers, Profian.
Yeah, he puts his hand on your shoulder and he turns to your father and says, is this the one? And he nods. Albert, how do you feel about this guy just like coming in and just like touching you and standing over you and basically ignoring you?
You mean Charles?
Yep.
I'm a little bit concerned.
All right. Well, this was the first day of your training that would continue for 10 years. Every day you would train with sword and shield. You would learn the ways of nobility, pray for goodness. We zoom ahead those 10 years to the day that you became a paladin. You received your anointed oils. You prayed for 24 hours while fasting. You gained your powers. What was that like for you? Tell us about what the ceremony was. And did you have to do anything special for it?
Well, given I do worship Toreg, my hours were spent fasting in a forge.
Cool.
I was also tasked with creating the warhammer that I use to this day. So
So we get this awesome, like, you're fasting and you're meditating, but you're doing it with, like, your eyes closed while you're forge hammering. And we get dramatic shots of, like, things, sparks flying off of your hammer.
Yep.
Sweat's pouring down your face. You look at the jug of water that's across the room, but then you remember you can't drink for 24 hours. You just keep hammering.
And you
The rippling packs.
Then he falls over and dies.
No. Just quench the hammer in that bucket of water that I can't have.
Yeah.
Teasing myself and whatnot.
All right. Awesome. At the end of this period, you're sent on a short mission, and it's just to prove that you have your holy powers. And they really only have one way for you to prove it. And that is if you still feel fear. Right? Because paladins can't feel fear anymore. They've been reinforced. Their ability to feel fear has been removed from them. And more importantly, they also gain the ability to smite evil. And so, just to make sure that you are unable to feel fear, and that you are... Oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't come in at third level. But they lock you in a closet with a skeleton. So it's literally a 5x5 room. You and this skeleton are stuck together. And you have to defeat it before you can move on. Now, we're going to bypass the combat. Obviously, you beat the hell out of the skeleton. What does your smite evil do? Does it look like something? Is it light glows off of you? Do you illuminate your target with some sort of flame? Is it simply something you feel or can only you can see? Or is it physical in some way?
It does have a physical manifestation. And that hammer that I got to forge through that whole fasting process actually radiates a faint light. Not so much that you can see by it, but enough that people nearby will know.
Okay. So are there, like, dwarven runes along the side of your hammer that glow whenever you smite evil in the name of Torag?
Yes.
Interesting. Not to put words in your mouth, of course. You could just glow in general. I just thought that might be a cool addition.
I like that visual better.
All right, so, you stumble into this closet where Jeremy Irons pushes you in, and you just smite evil this skeleton. You beat the hell out of him. And the only light you can see by is the light from your hammer. And when they pull you out, everyone's congratulating you on finally having become a knight. Then we zoom ahead to now. And, yes. There's one last scene we gotta do, actually. And this is the night before you come to the initiation. The night when you become an acolyte. The man who recruited your father is also the man who recruited you, correct?
Yes.
So while you've been training your whole life to become a member of the Esoteric Order of the Palatini, you actually aren't one yet. And we're keeping this man's identity secret for the future, but we're going to play out how it goes down. So a hooded figure approaches you at your house and knocks on the door and is like, I have come. And just like every 5 seconds knocks on the door and keeps repeating that.
I go to the door. Come for what?
Because you know who I am, Charles.
So the day has finally come.
As your father, your father's father, and his father before him, it is time. The Order has need of your skills.
If you give me a moment to collect my things, we shall leave.
All right, so it's that simple for you. You're literally just like, oh, you need me to throw my entire life away and go with you? Sure.
What life? I'm a paladin. We don't have much of it.
All right. Yeah, you just jump right in there. That's the kind of guy Charles is. All right. Now we're going to cut sideways. We we cut back to where we were. All right, so the camera is back with the 4 initiates. It slides further right. It's still grayed out, and we see underneath the cloak is some sort of like tree creature. That's just like, it's got things moving around. Even though it physically is not moving, it's got like little leaves and stuff moving around. And we go back into the past once more to where